night, sweeping forward, unrehearsed, spreading over all the universe, an awakening, uncompromising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, yeah, 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 yeah. It's a feel-good vibes you cannot explain, rolling out at the speed of light like a runaway train, like a flash mob celebration, fearless jubilation, an awakening, uncompromising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. It's in the moment of creation when a new idea's born. It's there in the room when you wake on Christmas morn. It's happiness squared times ecstasy. It's a moment of unity. I believe that we are finally here, standing at the crossroads of a new frontier. Realization of heaven here and now, awakening to the dream that escaped us somehow. Joy rising, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! Can you feel it? Oh, the joy rising, keep lifting it up. Woo! Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, your transformation station. This is where we teach spiritual principles for very practical purposes in our everyday life experiences. And we're so glad you joined us today. I'm Maxine Kaye. I'm the spiritual leader, and it's a delight to be with you wherever you are. And if you're in your pajamas, that's okay, because we love it. It's a come as you are kind of place. And we're very happy to see you. We don't see you, but I trust you see us. The day will come again when we can see each other right here. In the meantime, this is a beautiful way that we can connect. And we are really all about awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And we are also about co-creating a world that works for all. And here we find that we accept and love and appreciate and respect everyone who chooses to join with us. Whatever your spiritual path may have been, whatever it is right now, let us walk along with you, at least today, and hopefully in the future as well. We love having you with us. And our opportunity is always to connect with people, to celebrate the beloved within each one, to lift each other when we're having tough times, and to celebrate with each other when great things are happening in our lives. That's what a beloved community truly is all about. And we have a purpose statement that I invite you to say with me if you choose to. Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Now we're going to have an opening song, and it's something that looks wonderful based on J.S. Bach. Let's see what the Troy High School Symphonic Band does with this.
Light a candle in the darkness through the days of warring madness. Light a candle, keep it burning. Shine a path to peace returning. Light a candle, warm and caring for the feet.
And we're having technical difficulties, folks. We should be able to get that to you in just a little bit. So in the meantime, let me tell you some more about how grateful we are that you're here with us and that you are willing to move through these little speed bumps, because they're very, very minor. We probably have more major speed bumps going on in our personal lives right now. So having to wait just a little bit for this music is okay. Let's just be together. Let's look at Yoga in her beautiful Christmas scarf. Okay? And so I think, why don't we just go into the meditation, and maybe the band will be up and alive by that time. Okay? All right, will you come together with me, come to the center of all good? And we do that sometimes by closing our eyes, taking in a deep breath of life, feeling that divine life moving through every cell of our bodies, refreshing, restoring us, bringing us deeply into our true purpose. And as we continue to breathe in the life of spirit and to breathe out any sense of concern about anything, we then allow the breath to come into a regular cadence, something very normal that feels peaceful and powerful. And now perhaps we can invite that breath to become a pathway to our heart. And as we enter deeply into the heart of our hearts, we find ourselves welcomed with a loving embrace. We find that we are gathered up in spirit, that there is no longer any sense of division or divisiveness. There is supreme unity. It is in this oneness, with all the love and all the joy, the presence of the divine itself, that we can finally just relax, let go of anything external, and find ourselves experiencing the peace that not only passes understanding, but that brings understanding, allowing ourselves to feel the loving embrace of spirit, allowing ourselves to dive deeply into the underlying joy, the delight of aliveness itself. And as we come deeply into the heart of our hearts, we recognize that our hearts are being held very tenderly and powerfully in the cosmic heart itself. So let's simply rest and relax in this place as each of us enters into our own sacred silence for a short time. Let's dive deeply into the peace, into the love, and definitely into the joy. And in this sweet silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. God is there. And so we take with us whatever that whisper of the divine may have been in this sacred silence. We take with us whatever we have been inspired to remember. Perhaps it is that there is no spot where God is not, that we live and move and have our being in this precious place of aliveness and love, peace and joy and well-being. Well-being. Because in truth, all is right with the world. All is well with our souls. And something good and beautiful is ready to emerge for each of us and for all of us. And we're grateful. And now we are ready for an opening treatment by our practitioner of the day, Sarah Funk.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Funk, and I am a licensed religious science practitioner with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. So today we are expressing joy, as we do every day, really. And I wanted to read something before we start. Ernest Holmes says, "Joy is the emotion excited by the expectancy of good." And Tagore said, "Joy is the realization of truth, of oneness, the oneness of our soul with the supreme love." So I will do this treatment today in the first person, and you may take it for yourself if you so desire. Today I turn my thoughts to joy, knowing that the one life, the one power, the one presence that lives within me is joy. It is the light of my being. And joy is expressed through my thoughts and through my daily habits and movements. I express joy when I see the sun, when I go out in nature and listen to the birds and enjoy the beauty of nature. This is joy, joy in my heart, joy in my soul. And while we are in the season of joy, every day should be filled with joy. Because the joy is there. All we have to do is be aware of it. And that awareness comes from gratitude, being thankful for all that I have. So I express joy today, every day. And as I do that and share it with others, the joy grows. And the beautiful part is, I know this joy lives within everyone because God lives within everyone. And God is joy. So I go about my day today and every day, expressing joy and gratitude. I know this is the truth. I'm grateful that life is so joyful, and I release this treatment into that joyful law of God, knowing it is acted upon and done, and together we say, and so it is.
This just in. Yes. Oh, the Troy High School Symphonic Band is on its feet and ready to present to us our opening song. Wow, hard to believe those are high school kids. That was awesome. And John Williams is a wonderful arranger, isn't he? He starts out with Bach and winds up with Beethoven. It was beautiful. Thank you all so much. Let's have an affirmation, shall we? You may wish to say this with me. The joy of God expresses continuously through me, bringing smiles to the world today. Well, speaking of smiles, I would like to invite our kids to join with me for just a few little minutes here. Are you feeling joyful, even with the holidays so different this year? Do you know that we can enjoy ourselves and even bring happiness to other people, to our families and others, even if this year is so different? We can remember back to last year and the years before. We can think about next year and the joy and the freedom taking place there. But we can experience this delight right now. How do you suppose babies learn how to smile and to giggle? Have you ever thought about that? You yourself, when you were a baby, smiled and giggled. Well, it comes very naturally to babies. It came very naturally to you because everyone is born with joy in their hearts. Everyone. And doesn't it feel good when you laugh? And isn't it great when you can bring a smile to someone else's face? Don't you love it when you read about something really good that happened in the world? I am so grateful for our Arctic polar bears. I am so grateful that they are now safe from oil drilling, that their homes and their lives will not be disrupted. And I'm grateful for the whales and the seals and the sea lions and the sea otters and the walruses and so many kinds of seabirds that may now survive and not have their homes destroyed. Every creature wants to be happy. Every creature, every being, people and animals too. And everyone can be happy in the middle of everything else that sometimes is going on in the world. Why? Because the joy of God is right within us, and it wants to get out and party. It wants us to play with each other and help each other laugh and smile and bring delight to ourselves and to each other and to the world. So let's think today, kids, about the ways that we can let that joy out, how we can share it with other people, and how we still truly, truly can enter into the joy of this beautiful season of love. Thank you for being with us today. And now I'm going to thank your parents for being with us today. Hi, everybody. December 13th. Oh, December 13th is a very special day to me because it was the birthday of my teacher, my spiritual guru, my mentor, my second papa, Earl D. Barnum, so affectionately known as Barney. He meant a lot to me, and he still does. So, Mother Teresa said, joy is prayer. Joy is strength. Joy is love. Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. Don't you love that? Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. If we're going around as gloomy Gertie, there are not going to be too many people want to play with us. Whereas, if we enter into that sense of letting the joy move out like a net of love, and invite people to come and be with us in our delight, that's a beautiful thing. It's not the externals that bring happiness, we know that. It's the divine presence within. Now, this month's theme is celebrate everything. Don't you love that? I love it. Celebrate everything. And today is all about the source of joy. Again, it's not the externals. It's not the twinkling lights, as beautiful as they are. It's not the happy music, as wonderful as it is. And it's not the lovely decorations, as magnificent as many of them are. Let's not lose sight of the source and touch that inner presence of eternal joy. I mean eternal joy, because no matter what else may be going on within us or all around us, joy is an attribute of the divine. It is a substantive quality of God, along with love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, and joy. It cannot be extinguished. It is forever. It is a reality. It is eternal. And it dwells within each one of us. Why? Because each one of us was created out of the divine life. And so these beautiful qualities are within us as well. And this is what brings us the joy. Years ago, I read a wonderful little paperback book by Arnold Michael. I think it's Arnold Michael. It's either Arnold Michael or Michael Arnold. Either way, you can probably look it up. It's called The Discipline of Delight. I have spent years focusing on living my life from this discipline of delight. Now, discipline sometimes sounds like it's something really harsh. Well, when you look at the word discipline, disciple, I want all the parts of my persona, or my personality, and my mind and my emotions and my body to be good disciples for the divine presence that's within me. And I want to discipline all the parts in a loving way, in a gentle way, all the parts of myself, including my ego self, to focus on delight and to bring it fully into my consciousness and into my experience. So what does the discipline of delight look like? First, I think it means being mindful so that I notice things, whether they're sweet little feelings welling up within me, or whether it's a beautiful tree or a field of something gorgeous, or a baby's face. I want to notice it. And when I notice it, then I can savor it. I can sit and look at that plant, or that Christmas tree, or that child, as soon as I have noticed it, been mindful of its presence in my life. And then I can savor it and just feel the sweetness of it. And when I do that, I begin to feel delight. And the delight is something that just bubbles up from within. And it becomes my main focus. And it makes something beautiful, even in the midst of something else that may not seem so lovely. I can remember as a child, a very young child, before we moved to our house, we lived in an apartment building, and in the backyard was just gravel and an incinerator. Do some of you remember those days? And I would play out there. I had a great imagination. And one day, I noticed coming up through the gravel was a stem, and it got taller each day, and it became a little yellow flower that ultimately turned into a little wispy cloud of seeds that would like to be scattered in order to grow some more. You know about those? But in the meantime, when it was this lovely flower, one morning when I went out there, it had a drop of dew on it, and the sun was quite bright that morning, and I saw a prism, a rainbow, in that little dewdrop, on that one flower in this yard of gravel. And my heart opened up and just sang, because it was one of the most beautiful things I had ever seen. So I noticed, I savored it. I felt absolutely delighted, and then moved into gratitude, so appreciative of that beauty and that joy that had just erupted within me because of what I noticed, and was willing to feel delighted about it. And you know what happens when we appreciate something? It grows in value. And it makes it easier for us to appreciate other things if we will be mindful and have a discipline of delight and simply notice, and then savor, and then be delighted, and then feel grateful. We can rejoice in the small things and in the large things in this season of love, this season of joy. My beloved Barney, and I think of him a lot on the 13th of December every year, oh, and in between as well. He was so clear and so loving and so wise and so filled with joy. He looked a little bit like Santa Claus, and he definitely had a twinkle in his blue eyes. And he also was a mystic, and he would find things to share with us that were very deeply mystical and meaningful. And one of the things he shared that I have memorized and say within myself silently every morning in my meditation time is from the Kabbalah, and it's called The Pattern on the Trestle Board. And I'll share with you, one time a few years ago, I was giving a talk in Southern California with my beloved friend, Reverend Dr. Heather Clark in San Juan Capistrano. And something moved me to speak the pattern on the trestle board. And about 3/4 of the way through it, I heard the voice of a man in the very back of the sanctuary repeating it with me. And I was thrilled that there were other people in the world who also knew and loved this wonderful verse. So I'd like to share it with you now in honor of my Barney. All the power that ever was or will be is here now. I am a center of expression for the primal will to good, which eternally creates and sustains the universe. Through me, its unfailing wisdom takes form in thought and word. Filled with understanding of its perfect law, I am guided moment by moment along the path of liberation. From the exhaustless riches of its limitless substance, I draw all things needful, both spiritual and material. I recognize the manifestation of the undeviating justice in all the circumstances of my life. In all things, great and small, I see the beauty of the divine expression. Living from that will, supported by its unfailing wisdom and understanding, mine is the victorious life. I look forward with confidence to the perfect realization of the eternal splendor of the limitless light. In thought and word, indeed, I rest my life from day to day upon the sure foundation of eternal being. The kingdom of spirit is embodied in my flesh. I'm so happy to share that with you today, so that you can also appreciate the depth of the joy that comes from the discipline of delight by keeping our minds focused and our hearts open to that which is beautiful, to that which is real, to that which is eternal, to that which is divine. As we embrace this joy, as we share this joy, we lift others to experience their joy in living. That's the greatest fun of all, isn't it? Bringing a smile to someone else, lifting a heart, in a sense, saving a soul. Because each time we bring a little sunshine into a lot of darkness, each time we light just one little candle so as not to stumble in the dark, we're bringing illumination to others and helping them remember who they are, helping them remember that this great joy of aliveness lives and dwells within each one of us and only needs to be tapped to come alive and to be shared with each other. It's a beautiful thing. And this season of light and love and joy is for all sentient beings. All beings wish to be happy. All beings wish to be free. All beings wish to live in joy. And it is possible because joy underlies everything else that takes place in the world. Just as we shared with the kids this morning, we are not here to master our environment, but to minister to it. We are here to minister to this world. Our Jewish friends who are in the middle of celebrating Hanukkah, they know that one of the reasons we are here on earth is to, in their words, repair the earth. It's a divine assignment. And we do that by bringing joy to each activity that we do, to each change that we choose to make, starting with our own consciousness, of course. Where else can we make these changes? First of all, it must be within our consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be ye joy-filled by the renewing of your heart. I can add to the scriptures. Can't we all do that? Of course. We're free to do that. So I think it's time for all of us to begin a contagion of joy. And we have plenty of opportunity to bring joy into other people's lives, don't we? Plenty of opportunity right now. Have you heard the news? Well, have you heard what's going on in your heart? Have you listened deeply to that divine presence which embraces and celebrates your very life, existence? Because you were created very much on purpose. The world would not be the same without you. You and I are here to experience the light within us and to bring that light to others. You and I are here to experience the joy that lives within us all, that is ready to express itself to everyone else. And then it becomes this beautiful circulating motion. We become fountains of joy that send out that good vibration and then receive it back again, and it just grows and grows, it appreciates. And it all begins with a discipline of delight. Let's be mindful. Let's notice, really see. And as we do, then we can become aware that there's something to savor. And as we savor it, as we keep our attention upon it, we begin to feel that growing delight. And then it's easy to want to share that with other people. You hear something good, you want other people to hear about it too. If you're having a delicious meal, oh, taste this, this is really good. It's even more so with this divine life that we are here to bring to each other and to the world itself, and to make it a place that we all wish to live and in which we all choose to thrive, and something we wish to bring to our children, our grandchildren, and to many, many generations down. We can learn a lot from the Native Americans and the natives, the indigenous people all over the world. You'll have a chance to view some of that. In fact, little early ad here, in our solstice on the beautiful event on the 21st. You'll hear more about that soon. The joy, the source of it is a deep, deep well. It's not something we're going to find on a shelf, not something that's hidden away in a closet. If we just go to our own hearts and open that door it will come tumbling out. The source is the divine source of joy within us. It is a never-ending well. No more out there for temporary pleasures, no matter how fun they might be. There'll be more fun when we bring our joy from within. So let's take a deep dive into the source of divine delight. Let's celebrate everything. I love to celebrate everything. I can hardly wait for this week. It may be Wednesday, when we can jump into the snow and celebrate that too. Let's celebrate today's sunshine. Let's celebrate all the beautiful people in our lives who we know are precious to us. Let's tell them so. That brings joy. It brings a sense of connectivity. Don't you know how all of us desire and deserve that sense of connection? Let's make the connection be one through joy. 'Tis the season. We are the ones. And let's start spreading that contagion. I dare you. And start at home. I dare you. Will you say with me, the joy of God expresses through me. It is my divine identity. I spread a contagion of joy wherever I go. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now is the time of the celebration of our abundance. And so as we choose the ways and the means that we desire to make beautiful contributions to our beloved center, and they're all right there on your screen, so you make your choices. We would love to have you take your gift in your hand, even if it's just an imaginary one, because you've given in a different way, electronically. Pretend like it's in your hand. Hold it to your heart if you wish. And we're going to say together our prosperity affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Peace for all seasons. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness. Hope in the silence. Joy. Sweet joy in our hearts. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We all are part of one family, yeah. So connected, hearts and spirit. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Now peace for all seasons, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the light that shines. Shine, shine, shine. Let's celebrate faith. Let's celebrate hope. Let's celebrate joy. Joy in our hearts. Now peace for all seasons. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness. Hope in the silence. Joy, joy in our heart. Oh, peace for all seasons. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness. Hope in the silence. And joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy in our hearts. And joy, joy, joy in our hey, hey, hey. Oh, in our hearts now. I'm talking about joy. Oh, love. Let's celebrate love. And peace. It's the season. Gonna find a reason.
Talk about
Oh, talk about love.
let's talk about love.
Let's talk about love. I'm gonna shine my light, shine my light, shine my light, shine my light, shine my light. Joy. Gonna shine a light.
Good morning, I'm Tina Richards, so proud to serve on your board of trustees, and I have today's announcements. We are so excited to invite you to our annual winter solstice on Monday, December 21st at 7 p.m. This is a free virtual world premiere event, and we have an awesome lineup. We have featuring the music of Daniel Nahmod, our interfaith presenters, including our own Dr. Ken Gordon. To join us, go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/CSL Philly. We'll have information for you on the screen. It's the 21st, December 21st at 7 p.m. If you'd like to gather for some inspiration with others, we are offering 3 new classes in addition to Reverend Mike's weekly Science of Mind textbook study group that's on Zoom each Saturday from 9:45 to 11 a.m. You can jump in anytime. It's a free class, love offering class. If you'd like to join in, just email Reverend Mike at revmike@cslphilly.org or call him at 760-828-7698, and he'd love to welcome you. Here are 3 new classes that we're offering. Cheryl Macklin is offering a 4-week love offering workshop entitled In the Flow of Life. It's a great class to start 2021 off with, the inspiration of Eric Butterworth. This workshop will help you experience serendipitous events supporting you on your path, an increase in intuitive guidance, and acceptance of abundance in your life, and much more. It starts Monday, January 4th from 7 to 8:45 p.m. Dr. Maxine is offering a 5-week non-accredited class entitled The Art of Abundance, beginning Tuesday, January 5th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. This short but powerful class will lead you through the principles and practices of true abundance, focusing on the 10 rules for a prosperous life as identified by Dennis Merritt Jones. And Rev Mike is offering a 10-week accredited class entitled New Foundations of Science of Mind, beginning Saturday, January 9th from 1 to 4 p.m. This is a perfect course for newcomers who are seeking a firm foundation in the teachings of science of mind, as it offers workable spiritual solutions to everyday human situations and challenges. It also provides great opportunity for longtime students to review and employ more deeply these universal dynamic tools for personal and global transformation. And those are today's announcements.
Thank you, Tina. Now we're going to have our closing song by Johnny Diaz, and what do you know? It's called Joy.
I might be halfway through this valley, and my eyes just can't see a quick way out. And it might seem life's got it out for me, like I'm in way too deep, but I have found every single circumstance I can place in greater hands. I won't let my trouble bring me down. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. 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 So I'll just cast my cares, won't sink into despair. I won't find answers there, only doubt. Every single circumstance I can place in greater hands. God, I know you'll never let me down. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. 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 It's gonna be my strength, be my truth, gonna light the way and see me through. Gonna be my hope, be my shield, gonna lift me up no matter how I feel. Gonna be my strength, be my truth, gonna light the way and see me through. Gonna be my hope, be my shield, gonna lift me up no matter how I feel. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go. Not gonna worry about what I don't know. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy here in my heart, waving like a torch, fighting off the dark. In the jet black night, I'm gonna see the stars. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. 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 I'll be alright as long as I've got joy. Joy. I'll be alright as long as I've got joy.
And so we take this divine joy within our hearts and take it out into the world and spread it everywhere, beginning here and starting now. And so it is.